What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. We continue Super Bowl week from Phoenix, Arizona, and boy, do we have a show for you today. So many things popped off last night. We had another solid day at the brand, and I got to tell you, right now, those that are on the morning show need to step it up because Early Edge in 5 is starting to dominate. Look at EC. Straight play, 2 parlays that hit. I absolutely love it. But today is a very, very busy day. This weekend is a very, very busy weekend. Here's what we're looking like right now in your feed. If you haven't watched our mega preview part, I encourage you to do that. Also, the Phoenix Waste Management Phoenix Open is starting here in a matter of moments, but you can still get some information for players in the afternoon. I encourage you, the debut of EC on the early wedge. And how about Sia Najad doing a great job hosting that show this week? But there you see our schedule, and you don't want to miss Twitter Spaces today. The Prop Shop, a very special host, and you get kind of the last preview before we get to Sunday and the big game as far as props are concerned. Now, with all the housekeeping taken care of, let's bring in the stars of the show. We are running 5 wide today. You better believe it. First and foremost, live, from the ice, she is the Ice Queen, Allie. Bama, good morning, my dear.
Good morning, everyone. Super happy to be here, and I'm glad we have a huge slate of NHL games today.
Thank goodness we do, because there's hardly any soccer on the schedule today, but the guru is still here, live from just south of London, England. Martin W. Green, good afternoon, sir.
Good morning to you, Coach. Yeah, it's another freezing February afternoon in the United Kingdom. Makes me wish I was in Glendale, Arizona.
Well, I don't want to show you out of my window right now, but there is a sunrise, and Maestro can see it too. That is just absolutely glorious. Maestro, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. It was great to hobnob with you and all the other important people last night at the meet and greet. And, Coach, you said 5 wide, which leads me to believe there may be some kind of a special, unexpected guest that might pop in.
No, I just made a mistake. I wish I had somebody else coming in, but I was in my head, I was thinking 5, and it's actually 4. I'm not a math major. Just made a mistake. All right, let's get into it. Storylines could affect the betting lines today, and I got to tell you, last night I get back to my room. I'm a little bit tired, maybe a little foggy too, and I see this news come across my television. I'm like, that can't be true, but it is, and it completely shifts everything in the NBA. Maestro, floor is yours.
Yeah, Kevin Durant to the Suns. There were some other moves made in the NBA last night with some big names, but this was obviously the biggest move of all, and they give up a ton when you talk about Bridges and Johnson and Crowder and 4 first-round picks, but you got to love this new Suns lineup where you got Paul and Booker in the backcourt, Durant, Ayton, and is the 5th starter Torrey Craig, who's there for defense, or TJ Warren, who they also got. Not a lot of depth, but I think in the playoffs, depth can be overrated as long as these guys are healthy. With all the breaks and the days between games, and the commercials, it's not like they're playing back-to-backs in the playoffs. So as long as all of these guys are healthy, they are the favorites now in the West, down from 20-1 to win it all the way down to 5-1 as you see the graphic on the screen. The Celtics still the overall favorite at plus 350, but I've heard a lot of people say that right now the Suns should be the favorite. Durant, though, still out with the injury. He should be back soon. They're going to have, 20 to 25 games to play together before the playoffs. Is that enough time to create the chemistry? We'll see. But I think if you're a Nuggets fan, you're probably feeling a little bit disrespected right now to see them totally displaced in the West and everybody thinking it's the Suns. But this is going to be fascinating.
It is fascinating, Larry. And also when this happens, we don't think about the extra players that they sent. The Suns are not going to be the Suns plus Kevin Durant. They're going to be the new look Suns plus Kevin Durant. And a lot of good players went out the door to Brooklyn. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the numbers play out. But I agree with you. Denver in the West, disrespected. And I don't like the Celtics in the East right now. Not the way they're playing. Oh, put a pin in that. Thank you, Maestro, very, very much. Now, let's head to the ice. You heard Allie say a full slate from the NHL. And lately, in the Pacific Northwest, there has been a team that has started to do some things. Allie, you're up.
Yep. Someone just said in the comments, Allie always appears when the Kraken play. There's a trend. So there we go. The Kraken, they've already beaten the Devils twice this season, and they're 7-2 in their last 9 road games. So Seattle might just be worth considering as underdogs against the Devils. And looking at the Devils, they've been amazing on the road, but at home, they really haven't had the same success. So I'm not saying take the Kraken, but definitely consider them.
And if you start to see Allie as the sideline reporter for the Kraken's home games on Bally Sports, then you'll know she's really, really invested. Allie, thank you very much. Now, there may not be a lot of soccer today, or maybe even this weekend, but we've seen a lot of results that just don't make a lot of sense. But the very best are getting ready to come back and play against the very best. Guru, you're up.
Yeah, this is a very exciting time of year, Coach, and we'll have a lot to talk about next week because the Champions League resumes following a 3-month absence. The round of 16 has yielded some really exciting clashes, such as Bayern Munich versus PSG, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. Can't wait for that. Real Madrid are the most successful team in the competition's history. They're seeking to win it for the 15th time. They beat PSG, Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool en route to winning the competition last season. You can now find odds of plus 1100 on them defending their crown this year. I think that looks appealing for several reasons. They're up against Liverpool in the round of 16, and Liverpool are having a dreadful season, 10th in the Premier League table, playing really badly right now. So I think they should get through that. And all the other English clubs seem to be struggling. Chelsea are 9th in the table. Spurs have been inconsistent. Man City are in turmoil after accusations of breaching more than 100 financial regulations. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Juventus have already been eliminated. PSG are facing Bayern Munich in the round of 16. So one of those heavyweights will crash out. So it's really narrowed the pool of teams with the quality to actually beat Real Madrid. And they're 8 points behind Barcelona in La Liga now. So I think they could just concentrate all of their efforts on winning the Champions League yet again. They certainly have the experience to pull it off. And at plus 1100 looks like a really good futures bet to me, and can't wait to see him next week.
You used a lot of big names in your take right there on the Champions League. Do you feel like, because I feel this way, that teams like Liverpool who are playing badly because of their history and because they're a big name, the sports books give them a little bit more respect, and maybe you can find some really good value fading teams like a Liverpool?
Yeah, definitely agree, Coach. Liverpool having a horrendous season. They lost 4-0 or 4-1, I think it was, to Napoli in the group stage, and they're not the team they were last year. Sadio Mane's gone, and the likes of Virgil van Dijk are injured, so it's looking pretty bleak for Liverpool. And you're right. The odds don't actually reflect their performance levels right now. So I think fading them, fading the likes of Chelsea could be really appealing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, my soccer knowledge is next level, as you know, Guru. So thank you for validating that. Buckets, please.
You're welcome.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Maybe it should be me, Guru, and Brand Sutton. Maybe it should be that. All right. We got a full board today, and I feel really, really good about it. And I saw Big Cheesy in the chat wanting some waste management picks. Guess what? I got you. Even if you didn't watch the early wedge yesterday, we got you. But before we get to that, we got to pay those pesky little bills. Here's a word from one of our incredible partners.
Italy's best clubs and brightest stars bring show-stopping skills and unbelievable thrills in the fight to the finish for the Scudetto. Stream every Serie A match live on Paramount Plus.
All right, here we go. We got one play from SportsLine itself. And if you are not a SportsLine member, what are you doing? That's all right. I'm going to do you a solid right here on Super Bowl week. Use a promo code EARLY, and I'll give you 30 days for free. You can check out the simulations, the articles, the cappers, all of it for this many dollars. Then after that, how about 10? Is 10 fair? I believe that it is. So one play today, Old Dominion, college basketball, -1. The first time these two teams played, Old Dominion won by 12. Our simulations have them winning by 10 tonight, and they're only laying 1. We'll take it all the way to the pay window. All right, now, Allie, I don't want to make you wait any longer than you have to. If you don't mind, start us off.
Yep. So I'm going to go with the Canucks and the Islanders over 6 at -125. Any game involving the Canucks at 6 is definitely worth a play, especially now because they've had 6 straight games and with at least 6 goals. So the Canucks, they just lost to the 4-3 to the Rangers last night. So that means we'll see Colin Delia in net tonight. Delia is 6-1, but on the road he has a 3.99 GAA. And not to mention, all but one of his 12 games this season have ended with at least 6 goals. And then on the other hand, Sorokin, he's going to be coming off 2 consecutive shutouts against the Kraken and the Red Wings, but I think he's going to be due for some regression here. The Canucks team is still putting up an average of 3.5 goals per game on the road. And then also on the road, Vancouver is allowing their opponents an average of 4.08 per game. So the Islanders dominated the Canucks 6-2 in Vancouver earlier this season. And I think we see another offense-heavy matchup tonight, even though the goals may come from a little different places.
You're damn right they will. And get it in right now. Don't wait for it to go to 6.5. That's a huge difference. 6 to 6.5, huge difference. Allie, thank you very much. All right, now, where do I go next? Well, it's never too early, especially in the soccer space, to look ahead, even if it's just a day or two. So, Guru, if you don't mind, you're up next.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, as I mentioned at the top of the show, no soccer taking place today, really. So I've had to look a little bit further into the calendar. And there's a couple of games that I quite like tomorrow. We've got West Brom, who are taking on Birmingham in the Championship. West Brom have won 5 of their last 6 games, which has lifted them up to 6th in the standings. Their turnaround under new manager Carlos Corberán has just been remarkable. They've just tied him down to a new contract to fend off potential suitors because Leeds were trying to lure him to Ellen Road to take the Leeds job. So they're going to be in quite a buoyant, celebratory mood. I think they should get a result when they take on their local rivals, Birmingham. Birmingham are 18th in the table. They've lost 5 of their last 6 matches. They're not having a good season. I think West Brom should have enough quality to beat them. I'm also looking at Schalke versus Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Schalke are bottom of the Bundesliga table this season. They've lost 7 of their last 10 matches. They've really struggled in recent weeks. Wolfsburg haven't been great either. They're having a bit of a rocky patch of form, but I think this looks like a great opportunity for them to win, return to winning ways. They're unbeaten in their last 5 matches against Schalke. So for a bit more of a cautious approach, I'm combining West Brom draw no bet and Wolfsburg draw no bet for a parlay at +115. Lots of picks that I like for the weekend, and you can read a few of them at SportsLine. But I just wanted to mention a game taking place between Crystal Palace and Brighton in the Premier League. They're fierce local rivals. They really hate each other. And it's always an eagerly anticipated game when they clash. Both teams to score has paid off in the last 4 meetings between the teams. It's also landed in 8 of their last 9 matches. Brighton, as we've seen, have just been in terrific form recently. They found the back of the net in their last 11 Premier League matches. They've beaten some really good teams, including Liverpool, very comfortably. However, they've only kept 1 clean sheet in 10 away matches. Crystal Palace really tend to raise their game when they take on Brighton because of this rivalry between the 2 clubs. So I think both teams to score looks great. Odds of -110 just look really appealing. So that's my top tip for the weekend.
I love when you say it looks really appealing. That's my favorite Guru phrase. Looks really appealing. By the way, you used some words there that I want to kind of piggyback off of. You said bitter rivals. You said they hate each other. Well, Nicholas in the chat says, I love you, Coach, but why you got to bag on the man EC? Because he's my bitter rival. We really don't like each other. That's why, just like Crystal Palace, just like Brighton. But I put EC on the golf show yesterday. What more do you want me to do? Perhaps maybe 2 first-round picks will do it for you. I got you right here, right now. Round 1 later today, we're taking John Rahm. He has made this tournament a personal piggy bank. The man has absolutely been on fire. He's been out here playing for a week. He lives in the area. So I'll take him -140 over Max Homa. The reason this number is so low for Rahm is that Max Homa just won at the Farmers Insurance. But I have seen and I have noticed in my time being an expert golf handicapper that when you come back from a win, the first round takes you a little bit to get going. That's why we're playing a round 1 play, not a tournament play. Then the second one, you know my new favorite player, Tom Kim, -145 over Russell Henley. I love this number. Russell Henley hasn't been doing anything for a minute now, and Tom Kim is fired up. This is an elevated event. You guys heard about it. It's starting. So a ton of top players, Rory, Rahm, Tom Kim, Spieth, JT, Patrick Cantlay, Scheffler, they're all there. Morikawa, Hovland, they're all there. This is going to be an amazing week. So let's start off cashing these 2 round 1 tickets. All right. You know where we've arrived. It's always getting back on the track at the end of the show. So, Maestro, floor is yours, big boy. Floor is yours.
All right, starting in college basketball, big matchup in the Big Ten. I'm going to lay the points with Purdue. Posted this last night on SportsLine at Purdue -7. I'm seeing 7.5s and 8s now in the market. I wouldn't go any higher than 8. They're coming off a loss, which is only the second time they've lost all season. And Iowa has looked great, especially since McCaffrey came back. But those 3 wins that they had, those all came at home. On the road, they only have 1 win in the Big Ten. Big Ten home favorites are on a 16-5 run against the spread. And home court just means everything in the Big Ten. I believe they have the 4th highest win percentage of any conference in terms of home court. I think Purdue has a good matchup here. There's no one on Iowa within 7 inches of Zach Edey. He should dominate. I love this bounce back spot. I'm going to lay it with Purdue. And then how about a fun Super Bowl prop? Which team will call the first time out? I'm going to go with your Chiefs coach, because Andy Reid, as we know, has had some problems with clock management. They've called the first time out in 15 of 19 games. On the other side, the Eagles, very conservative with their timeouts. I saw a stat where they have only called 10 timeouts this entire season outside of the last 4 minutes of a half. So this is a fun one. There's obviously some luck involved depending on who has the ball in the 2-minute warning. If it goes, under 2 minutes and still neither team has called a timeout, but I still like it. Chiefs at -115.
Are you trying to say that maybe Andy Reid doesn't have the best clock management by making that bet? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I would agree with you. Real quick, Maestro, because we just have 2.5 days left. For people that have not checked out the Super Bowl mega preview from RJ White, where can they do it? What's in there?
You're talking about the Super Bowl props guide. I believe
Yes.
that is on CBS and SportsLine. You just Google CBS. You can go to SportsLine. It's there in the special Super Bowl section. You can go to CBS Sports and just put in Super Bowl props guide, SportsLine. The incredible amount of information, the research that RJ and others have put into this is simply amazing. And they start so early. I mean, they are ready with this stuff and ready to go when all the props come out. It's really amazing.
It's amazing, and there's everything in there. And also today on Twitter Spaces at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Prop Stars, Dave, Sia, they'll all be there. You can ask questions. You can even talk live on the show. Speaking of talking, my man Scott says, can you get the guru to say furthermore?
Furthermore?
We're a man of the people. He's a man of the people. That's what we do. Oh, Prop Stars and the guru clashing. That's the Prop Stars' favorite line. And when he says furthermore, that means he really, really likes a pick. That's what we do. All right.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake. Maestro's on 2 plays. Purdue -7, number 1 team in the country. Chiefs to call the first timeout. If you've been watching all of our shows and you're writing down all of these picks, you should have a ton to play come Sunday. Then Martin W. Green. Remember, parlay, not today, tomorrow. West Brom, draw no bet. Wolfsburg, draw no bet. And I don't know what B&B is, like back in boys. Crystal Palace, Brighton, both teams to score. That game is on Saturday. Then Alabama. She's on the Canucks Islanders over 6. Don't wait until it's 6.5. Get that push element into it right now. Then 2 round 1 plays from me at the Waste Management. John Rahm, -140 over Max Homa. Tom Kim over Russell Henley. Then just 1 play from SportsLine itself. ODU, -1. Remember, they won the first matchup by 12. A little weird on the number here. All right. We want you to pay it forward. Remember, it's a Thursday. These days can get lost. Don't let it. Stay laser focused, just like we are live from Phoenix. So with all that being said, the day continues. Only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Alabama, the guru, the maestro, and of course the snake on the 1s and the 2s. I am the coach. Pay it forward. I can't say it enough. This week has really taught us we need everybody. We grind every single day, every moment for you, so we can win with you right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.